Question I received today was actually somewhat disturbing. It is, why doesn't Israel just attack Palestine? Well, the first thing to recognize is the fact that since 1948, there has not been a place called Palestine. In 1948, the United Nations offered the Jewish people and the Arab people living inside what was then called Palestine the ability to split the land in a partition and have half the country called whatever the Jewish people wanted to call it. We obviously chose Israel, or and not or and the Arab people that lived there. They at that time were not calling themselves Palestinians. Call their half whatever they wanted to call it. Presumably, they would keep the name Palestine, but who knows? That never came to fruition. The Arabs turned down the deal. So in 1948, on May 14th, 1948, Israel declared its independence. And at that point, Jordan occupied what today is called Judea and Samaria, what Jordan renamed the West Bank, and Egypt occupied the Gaza Strip. So there was no other country in that land at that point called Palestine. It disappeared. And since 1948, there's not been a country or a nation that's come about that's renamed any part of land Palestine. So there really is no Palestine. So to answer the question, technically, why don't we attack Palestine? The answer is simple: there is no Palestine. But presumably the question is really asking, why doesn't Israel attack the Arabs today that call themselves Palestinians? And the answer is because there's no reason to, really. Israel's army and defensive measures goes out and arrests people it suspects of terrorism. It doesn't have to go out and attack on a full frontal war like we used to have. So that's the idea. That's why we don't attack Palestine. Number one, because there is no Palestine, and number two, because Israel doesn't really need. There's no need to attack these people that refer to themselves as Palestinians. Okay, shalom.